What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Sassy Spin. I'm Janique.
I'm Jessie T.
And I'm Dom.
Well, you know what? There's been a lot going on in the media with the protests, the rioting, because of the George Floyd case. So we want to talk about that. And before we get off into the riots and the protesting, let's kind of take a step back and let's talk about the cause of what's going on, because there's still a lot of people out there with the why. Why is this happening? Why is this going on? So let's take it back to Memorial Day, May 25th. George Floyd, a Black man, was arrested, and I just want to point this out because they tried to say he was resisting arrest, but there were videos out there that showed, and it's clear as day, that he was not resisting arrest. So I want to make that clear. So Officer Derek Chauvin, I'm horrible with names, but I don't give a damn.
I don't even know his name. You did better than
Colonizer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But Derek Chauvin, had George Floyd on the ground with his knee in his neck for a total of 9 minutes. And during those 9 minutes, George Floyd is pleading with the officer that I cannot breathe. I can't breathe. During that okay, he eventually died, and they got the autopsy back, and it kind of mentioned that he had died at the scene, which I believe he did. Of course, they're going to cover that up. But he died at the scene, and what bothers me is that it took them 4 days to arrest the officer. That's number one. And when they arrested the officer, they're saying it's 3rd-degree murder, manslaughter. Now, I want to give this analogy just to show how fucked up the system is.
Right.
If I'm choking somebody, I got my hand around somebody, and I'm choking them. And they're telling me I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I'm choking them until their body is lifeless. I'm going to jail for murder. There doesn't even have to be a videotape of that shit. If the cops come in and see me next to this dead body, I'm going to jail. There's no question about it. They're not going to wait 4 days to arrest me. I'm going to jail at that moment. And the fact that I'm choking this person and this person is telling me I can't breathe,
come on,
and I'm still choking them and they die, that's intent. I intended on killing this person.
Yeah.
Sir, intended on killing George Floyd. And the problem is this shit is going, I'm so upset. I'm trying to watch my language, but when I talk about it, I get so
Girl, don't watch shit.
Oh, you say that.
Okay, say what you gotta say.
Okay. We gotta let this anger out. Let it go.
Years. And the problem, all we're asking for is justice.
Justice.
My thing is, if these cops are getting away with murder, if they know in their minds that I can go out here and commit murder, you know how many murders are going to be out there? It's
right.
Racist cops just to get a badge, just to go out there and kill Black people because they can do it and get away with it. I know if I go out there and kill somebody, I'm going to jail for murder. So guess what? I'm not going to go out there killing people because I know the consequences of my actions if I do that. These cops, they need to be held accountable for their actions. They're going out here and they're killing us, and there's no accountability. There's no action. They're covering it up. They're sweeping it under the rug. I don't care if they have a badge on or not. At the end of the day, you have a duty, and your duty is to protect and serve, not kill us. And it bothers me, and the fact that first of all, I'm Black. I have a son. And it scares me that my son can get pulled over for something as easy as running a red light or, running a stop sign. And the fact that he can get pulled over and the thought of he can possibly die just for running a damn stop sign. These cops need to be held accountable. And I'm going to continue to say that. I've been saying that for years. They need to be held accountable. And if they're not held accountable, we're going to continue to keep seeing these murders. Because these cops know they can get away with killing us, and the law enforcement is going to cover that shit up. And that's another issue. The fact that law enforcement is investigating another officer's murder, an officer killed somebody and law enforcement is investigating, that's conflict of interest. That's like me investigating a murder that I committed. we have a broken system, and it's clear as day. And I hope change is coming. It needs to come, or we're gonna keep seeing the same thing. It's like history repeating itself. And this has been going on for 400 years since slavery. This shit has been going on, and it needs to end. You know.
Well, one can say that we're just tired. We're frustrated. We're tired, and like they said, no justice, no peace. And it's so crazy that we're at this point now because we had Colin Kaepernick who kneeled for us. Silent protest. He put his job on the line. He had a silent protest. They found a problem with that. Oh, you're disrespecting the flag. Oh,
unpatriotic.
Goes out there and says, oh, get them sons of bitches off the field. Okay, so we did our silent protest. Now we got to resort to this. So as far as with the looting and everything and the protesting, it sucks that, you know, it is the way that it is because of, you know, for example, like I live in the city of San Bernardino, and I was seeing the protest, and I was so proud. But it was the aftermath of the looting, and it wasn't even at the looting. Because here's my thing: you loot. That this is what it resorts to. But loot in the rich places. Like, why are you taking like away from the poorest places, the little small mom and pop shops that barely can keep it together to try to keep their business together because of the area that it's in? You're taking from them, and it's like now we got, you know, y'all don't really know this area, but you have Victoria Gardens that's completely fine. That's the rich part. But then you got because today I actually went to the area. I got there about 1 o'clock. I think they started cleaning. Well, they put a thing out that they were going to start cleaning the area up around 11. So I got there about 1. It was pretty much all clean. So the community did come together, and they did start cleaning up the areas, and they, you know, they boarded up. A lot of businesses had to board up their businesses, you know, but it was just sad to see. Like, it was very sad to see, but this is what it has resorted to. And you know what irritates me most? And I'm going to talk to all the white people that I know. White, Mexican, it does not matter. You sit on here, you say that you're for us, but I see y'all. I really do see y'all. I see y'all Facebook posts. I see your friends that post under your comments. I see y'all. But y'all be the main ones to smile in my face and act like you care about me. But you don't care about me if you ain't with me. And and it just really sucks that I'm really starting to see a lot of people's true colors. Like, just to be silent and not say anything, like, but if it was their loved ones, but it goes back to just white privilege. Like, it's okay for you to be where you are because, oh, you're gonna be okay. Your husband gets, or your boyfriend, or your dad, your brother, they get pulled over. Nothing's gonna happen to them. They're gonna get a slap on the wrist. But it's not like that with my brothers and our fathers and our husbands and our sons. We don't get that type of privilege. So people need to be more empathetic. And instead of they need to be empathetic, and they need to understand why we are upset and why we are mad and why we are protesting. Like, this is what it has come to. You didn't get it when we silently protested. Y'all found a problem with it. Y'all found a problem with Kaepernick kneeling every Sunday. People were saying, oh, he's doing it for publicity. Oh, he's doing it for this. All them excuses. And now look where we're at. Everything that he tried to do and say, we are at this point. He tried to tell y'all. He tried to silently do it. Y'all found a problem with it. Now, Donald Trump, look at this world. Look at this country right now. You ain't even got no control right now. But all you had to do was understand. This goes for everybody that had a problem with everything that Colin Kaepernick did. I see y'all, and I see y'all now. Your silence is meaning a lot. Just know that I'm back here and I understand. That's all I gotta say. And I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I'm hurt. And it's so painful for us as Black people to have to continue to, because the thing about it is, so I'm gonna make this point, but it took this death because we got tired. But we got to think about all the Sandra Bland, all these people who have died previously, and we didn't even resort to this. But now it's over. We're tired of it. And this was the last straw. We blatantly on national TV saw you kill this man, him pleading for his life, and instead you killed him. No, this is what it's going to come to. So if y'all, white people, Mexicans, whoever don't understand, and I don't care, because this is a Black thing right now. If you don't understand, then I'm sorry. I see you though.
want to point this out. I'm gonna hold on, Dominique, because I know it's Dominique's turn, but I do want to point this out. We've been having silent protests since before I was born. We've been having movements. We've been having protests. What is the action? What is the solution? But I'm gonna get into that. But I do want to say this.
What got to do with what is silent protest? I got a question. Like, what does that have to? You're saying where's the solution? Like, that's what this is what we've come to. Remember when Rodney King, same thing. We came to this.
We had protests. We had all this. We have to take action, and I'm gonna get into what I feel the solution is. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. But I do want to say this about the protesters, because you mentioned, white people, and you're right, because there's so many people, and a lot of celebrities as well, that want our culture. They want to gain monetary. They're benefiting off of it, us, but you don't see them out there. When shit hits the fan and things like this happen, you don't hear from them. But I will say this, I have seen a lot of white people and a lot of other races. There's even London, China. This is all around the world. So this is it's different from what I'm used to seeing in protests. This is big. This is big. They had to call National Guard. So this is on a whole nother level. And I have seen a lot of white people step up. They had a group of
Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
From the cops. So I see a lot of that. So they are representing for us, and there's a lot of countries that's representing for us. But then again, I'm gonna get into what I think the solution is, but I want Dominique to speak because
Yeah.
Hey y'all. Okay, so check this out. I totally agree with everything Jessica. Literally, I'm gonna piggyback almost off of everything she almost said. When it came to, like, we saw Mike Brown, we saw Trayvon Martin, we saw Sandra Bland. We silently protested about that. It was other people in between, but we silently protested about that. And we kept it cute. And we said what we had to say. This started to happen. Now we had it was a situation where things started to happen like week after week after week. We started with Aubrey. You started after that, the Breonna, or was it Breonna, then Aubrey? However way it went. Then you end up coming to George. And you're like, bro, 3 that we know of.
And ain't nothing happening to these
people. And nothing's happening? Like, you mean to tell me they gonna these white people hunt down this black jogger? Millions of people went into this abandoned house, but they decided to catch this one black jogger, track him down, kill him. You decided that, white, he was a part of police. He was a part of the DA. The DA tried to cover that up until there was video. Until there was some type of evidence showing something other than what you claim that he did. When it comes to the Breonna situation, y'all ran up in her house, didn't announce yourself, killed her while she was in her home. Then you sit up there and we see that you killed him, George, dead smack on the ground like he was nothing. So yeah, at this point, protesters gonna protesters and looters are gonna loot. Although I am not here for the looting part of it, I do understand it though. You know what I'm saying? I do understand it. And I do understand that we're going to have to shake the table. We got to shake the table.
Too.
Until it didn't. I'm okay with them going to Beverly Hills. I'm okay with them going to places where people that don't even want to see you in their neighborhood on a normal day.
Speak about it.
You can't walk up in their store on a normal day. You're not really accepted in their store unless you walk in there with a nice card or some money in your pocket where they know you're going to spend. Other than that, they looking at you like, this nigger is in my store, but let me see what this nigger could spend, because I don't want to prejudge them until I see what they got in their pockets. So that's the only reason why you in their doors, because of what you have in your pocket. So yeah, go fuck up the Gucci store. Yes, go fuck up Louis Vuitton. Yes, go fuck up all them places where you're not really accepted, but you're going to accept and put your ass in that position to where you're going to make a stance. And I'm not sitting here saying that everybody that's doing that is making a stance, because at the same time, we have ignorant people from all batch. I'm seeing white people loot. I'm seeing Hispanics loot. I'm seeing of African Americans loot. I'm seeing Asians loot. I'm seeing everybody of all walks of life. And don't get it twisted. Some of these businesses that are getting burnt to the ground, please believe me, the owners are making that happen because they took a hard hit for COVID and they want to get their insurance money and walk off in thin air and start over again. But we ain't gonna go there either way. Either way, I feel this situation is necessary until those other 3 officers are arrested. Continue on. Y'all tried to cover it up by that fake ass autopsy that y'all did, talk about, oh, he had underlying conditions. That's why they gave him 3rd degree murder, when you know damn well, what do his underlying condition got to do with you putting your whole entire body weight on this man's neck? And they had to go and get an independent autopsy to say, no, y'all killed him. Legitly murdered this man. So no, it's not 3rd degree. It's not manslaughter. It's flat out 1st degree premeditated murder. Because not only did George cry out for help, people that witnessed it cried out for help, to the point where George had to call for his own mother to save him.
And his mother was dead. So that made it even horrible.
It was like, mom, save me. Like, seriously, like, me being a mother of a Black boy, like, just thinking about it, I have to teach my son a different way to grow up in this world. I have to teach my son that put your hand on 10 and 2 when you get stopped by the police, and don't take your hands off. I have to teach my son that if he is approached by an officer, try to stay calm at all times, because if you get out of pocket, it's like, I have to do everything to try to teach my kid to survive other than to just live. Just a normal, and I get that these white people, like today, I went to work and this white lady was like, what do you think about everything that's going on? And what do you think? And I said, I don't think anything necessarily. I think that this is necessary. And do you really think that this is necessary? I said, definitely. I said, do you think otherwise? I just feel like, I don't care how you feel, actually. Exactly. So let me just actually sit here and just
let you watch your son die by the police.
I don't care what they think. I don't care what they think. I don't care about their opinion.
I don't care about their opinion. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna sit here and say, and it's hard for me to sit here and say this because y'all know I'm so like, don't fuck with white people. And I'm just being real.
You do not say that.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I'm somebody other than, okay? And it's just, I have my own little, like, not saying that all white people are not bad. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, because there are genuine people out there that really do represent and are standing up for us. But our struggles are not the same, and you would never understand. You would never know. And that's the only part I'm saying, like, thank you for being the ones who are out there. Thank you. But at the same time, you would never understand exactly the position that we play in this, because even though our focus is more on the Black men, we got to worry about our women too. We got to worry about us too. You know what I'm saying? They know they're not coming down hunting us like they're hunting them, but we got to be just as cautious of how we move as well. We stare down at the beauty supply when we go.
Hell yeah.
We can't go in just a different, it's just one of those situations where all of this is necessary. All of this needs to continue to happen until all 4 are put into jail with no bail. Let's go there, because there's no reason why they got bail. Donald Trump.
We're going to get on him in a minute.
But you know what?
I'm done, y'all.
Okay.
Dominique, you mentioned how, us as Black mothers have to talk to our Black sons and daughters.
Right.
Like you said, put your hands on the steering wheel. Don't resist arrest. But what's sad is that even when you do that, you can still
end up dead.
Look at what's his name? Philandro Castillo or
it's Castillo. I don't remember.
Okay, so even with him, he told the officer, I have, just so you know, I have a licensed weapon, like I have a registered weapon or whatever. He announced it. And the man, here's my thing. I think I talked to Janique about this, and I just want to say this. That's why it's so important to put police who are like us in our neighborhoods, or people that have grown up, because obviously this man that killed him was scared of Black people, because the first thing you did was shoot him when he told you he had a gun. If I want to shoot you, I'm not going to announce it. I'm going to shoot you so I can make sure that I shoot you and get away. Like, he let him know, I have a weapon, and he had to reach for his registration, and he still got shot and killed
in front of his girlfriend,
in front of a little girl, like, and in front of his girlfriend. And this is the thing, like, that's why it really hurts my soul to see our pain. Like, we're in pain. Like, I literally, like, yesterday, y'all, it was a bad day for me. I called off work today because it was just so much mentally. Like I could not sleep. I couldn't think straight. Like I was emotionally drained. Like and I'm getting emotional right now because it hurts to see us have to resort to this, but it also hurts to know that we get no justice. Like somebody said, you guys are out here arresting thousands of protesters, but you won't even arrest the last 3 of the ones that need to be arrested. So you're sitting here putting all this energy towards what doesn't even need to be. Like, we're angry, we're hurt. Like, this is our pain. This is what we resort to.
The world just witnessed a Black man getting killed by a police officer, the person that's supposed to protect and serve us. And let's get into Donald Trump. Let's get a little into politics, because that's where like part of that solution can come in. Here's the thing, and the numbers show it. Black people, we don't come out and vote. And I'm gonna keep saying this, and I'm gonna say it over and over again, because we focus so much on the presidential side of it. But we're not focusing on those mayors, those governors, the Congress.
You put them in there.
If you look at Congress and you look at all the racist people that's sitting at that damn table, who you think voted for them? We didn't. That's because we don't go out there and vote. And if you look at the numbers, so many Black people did not come out and vote. I hear so many Black people talking about, oh, my vote doesn't count, or it's rigged. Let me tell you something. If our vote didn't count, Obama would not have served 8 years in that office.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many I vote every election. I vote ever since I was able to vote. I vote. And every time I voted, I walk in there and I'm in there 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. So Obama ran for presidency, I waited in line for hours with Black people. It was a line wrapped around the corner full of Black people. So it just goes to show. And then when Obama's election was over, I mean, his term was over, where was the Black people? Oh, I don't want to vote for Hillary because I don't trust her. Well, when you didn't vote, you voted Trump into office. And look where we're at. And look what we got. I'm not saying Hillary was the best choice.
She wasn't at all.
But that's the thing. Before Hillary was that choice,
we had the primaries. There it is. Exactly. But here's the thing, Jimmy, can I just make a point?
We're so caught up in celebrity or who's known. And that's the problem. We have to educate ourselves with everybody that's running for office, not just because it's Hillary and she's Bill Clinton's wife, or he's Trump and he's a billionaire and he's known. No, educate yourself on these people that are running for office. That's very important, because they are the ones that are the district attorneys, the judges, the law enforcement, the mayors, the governors. We have to, the propositions. In Georgia, they just got rid of the hate crime. So the two guys that killed Arbery, they're not even going to get charged for a hate crime, because they ended that hate crime. Why? Because people voted for that, and we know who voted for that. We got to come out there in numbers. We don't understand the power that we have as Black people.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that.
Want our vote? Why do you think they want our vote? Because they know how.
Well, here's the thing.
We have to know how powerful we are. We have.
Here's the thing, and this is the thing too. What we got to stop doing too, us as Black people. For example, the primaries this year. Like, we had Kamala Harris, Cory Booker. Do we have someone else of color?
Bernie Sanders. Oh, no.
Not of color. Like, so we had Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris she was killing it. She was killing it. People was like, they were like, she was doing good at the rallies and all of this. What did we do? She put people in jail. Like, we just signed her off. Cory Booker, we didn't even give him a chance. I don't even think like he even had a chance. So the thing about it is that I'm so mad, because it's like we find reasons, we find problems, and then now look at us. Nobody, like you just said, Janique, we had an opportunity to go through the primaries and get at least somebody decent up in there. Look who we got now, Joe Biden. We got to choose between Joe Biden and President Trump. So here we are now now people are going to be like, well, I don't like Joe Biden, so I'm not going to vote. It's the same thing with Hillary. Y'all put Hillary in instead of Bernie. And when y'all did that, what did everybody decide to do? Bernie's supporters said, I'm not voting for Hillary, and I ain't voting for Trump, so I ain't voting. And then everybody else said, well, I ain't voting. Nobody Black is in there. Nobody even cared. This is the thing. We have to do better. I totally agree with you, Janique. I totally agree. We have to do better with our research, and we're putting into office, and who are we giving these positions to? Because And I'm very guilty of that. I vote. Now that's one thing I will do. I will go vote. When it's time to vote, I vote. I vote when they say, oh, it's time to vote, I go out there and vote. I don't know who I'm voting for. That's my problem. And that's where I gotta do better at, is like, I do go vote because I want to make sure that I voted. My vote counts as what my ancestors fought for. So I'm gonna go out and vote, but I need to do a better job at researching. So, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely important to vote, not only just, of course, doing your homework, but like Jessica, once again, you hit the nail on the head. Our ancestors fought for this.
Yes.
Our ancestors fought to vote. We could not vote. And on top of that, not only could we not vote, women couldn't vote until like 1960 something. So it's like, there's different, especially for us Black women, it's important, not only just for our race, but as our gender, it's super important to vote, because women were overlooked, period, to vote. And us as Black, we're overlooked, period, to vote. So why don't nobody take advantage of something that we fought for? Yes. We fought for these rights to be able to do something as simple as cast our vote. They put Black people in jail. They put us in positions to where they can take that power away from us, because they know if they didn't have all these, so quick to throw a felony at a Black person, how many more Black people would be able to vote? But they know how to modern day make us slaves, so where they take our rights away as Americans and take our voting rights away and take everything away from us. And the reason why they do it is because they know as a people, we powerful as fuck.
We are.
Okay?
Girl, you make me throw something over here?
Girl, throw a shoe or something. Girl, we powerful as
you
fuck.
Better
and the
say
thing
that.
is that we have always been a threat. That's the reason why when they see us, they can't stand us. When they see us, they're in fear. When they see us, they can't handle it.
Okay,
because
you're putting chills in my body right now. Like, stop it. It's just,
I'm just saying, because at the end of the day,
that's real talk.
We dope as fuck, and everything about us, from our hair down to the follicles in our hair to the bottom of our feet. You're mad.
To the melanin in our skin.
You're mad. You're mad, and it's okay. You buy tanning beds to get some color, baby girl. When we sick, we're Black. When we don't feel well, we're still Black, baby girl. When we get up from the sun, babe, we're Black still. We don't turn pink, blue, orange, purple. We don't turn on them different kind of colors. You're mad, bro. And it's okay to be jealous of us to the point where you hate us so much that you're trying to get rid of us so you can take over and act like you're what we always been, which is dope as fuck. And it's cool because a lot of these a lot of these people have gotten success off of us. And us as Black people, we really need to be smarter about the way that we tend to support these people. Like, some of these people I be seeing, I be like, how did they even get to the point where they at? How did that happen? You know, and it's just, I don't know. It's just irritating as hell, because I just feel like we don't live up to our fullest potential, and it irks me really bad.
Exactly. And again, I challenge everybody out there that's watching this show. Let's start a movement, and let's start this movement behind these people that can change these, that can bring policies and laws to the table. People that are for us. Let's put the people that are for us, that are fighting for us, let's put them in office. And I'm not just talking about them talking about what they're going to do. No, because at any politician, you can look them up and you can check their background and you can find out what they're doing in the communities. What they have, what laws are they trying to implement? Let's bring that to the forefront. Let's start standing behind those people that are really trying to make a change. Byron Stevenson, a lot of people didn't even know who he was until Just Mercy came out. This man has been fighting for us for years, okay? So we have to stand behind people like that instead of standing behind these celebrities, but they come out and they have this justice reform and all this and everybody behind them. But this man's been doing this since 1986.
Come on now. Janine.
I'm standing behind him. This is the person that's been doing this for years. So I challenge everybody to, November is right around the corner. The elections are right around the corner. Let's stand behind the people that can bring this change, because I feel like that's one of the solutions. Not just protesting is definitely the first step, But us as people, all those protesters, I hope y'all went out and voted the last, 3 years ago? Because if you didn't, that's why
this is the results of that.
Here's my thing. Not only that, like, it's okay if they didn't vote. We know what we have to do now. It's all a process. But here's my thing. Not only that, I think that another thing that we have to make sure that we're doing is that we have to make sure that we're putting ourselves too. Like, we need stop. Hey, Black people, and I'm guilty of it. Stop missing jury duty. Stop trying to miss jury duty. Get out there and go to your jury duty, because if you don't, you know who's going to be in that jury stand? People that are not going to be understanding of us. We need us in go to jury duty. Not only that, people, we are successful. Like Dominique just said, we are so dope. We are a threat. So get out here, make your profession, get your kids to want to be judges and police officers,
basketball players.
These are things like you want to be a mayor. Be a mayor. If your kids say they want to be the president of the United States, don't throw that on the rug. You push them to be the president of the United States, because it can happen. But we need more mayors, governors, Congress. Like, we need all of that. We need more of us, and we need to stop. Because it ain't just about putting people, because you're right, we could do our research, but then it could be something different. You never know. But if we put ourselves in there and we know, like, work towards it, work towards being a judge, work towards being a lawyer, work towards being a DA, work towards being all these things that we can, because we are that great and we are that powerful of people, that if we really went out there, and then the thing about it is our vote is so very powerful. So you get out there and you push, just like Obama did. Obama pushed. He pushed to be president, and people didn't believe in him. They're like, oh, this dude from Chicago, like, who is this man? Like, and what did he do? He pushed, and he became president of the United States.
Because that's
our forever FLOTUS and POTUS.
Right. I respect the celebrity, and I'm talking about the celebrities that's really out there taking action, because any celebrity can get out there and make a statement.
J. Cole, Michael B.
J. Cole.
Yep. Celebrities that's really out there, and that's what I look at. I'm looking at what are you doing for our community, not just putting a statement out there. But I want to say this, and let me tell you how important their voice is, because they have a platform. And I want to mention this because you mentioned Obama. We wouldn't have known who the Obamas were unless you lived in Chicago. But Oprah used her platform to put them on. They would go on her show. She introduced them to the world. I say that because I want to start seeing more celebrities. I know people don't like to get into politics because it can be it can be corrupt. But I want to see those celebrities and us as people. Let's start putting those elected officials out there that are really fighting for us in our cities, in our states. And I'm not just talking about the ones that's just saying what they want to do. Let's look at what they've done, the years that they've been in that position. So I just encourage that, especially with November coming around. And again, I feel like we have to vote. If we want change, if we want to get rid of those racists in Congress and that racist president, we got to go out there and vote. And we got to.
He's so racist. It's just unbelievable. It's one of them surreal moments where it's like we really allow this clown.
But here's my thing.
To sit in that chair.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because I told my husband today, I said, I try to not, because I know the media has a way of like putting their own narrative of thing and kind of rallying people up. So I've always tried to see, like, okay, let me see if there's something good in this president, because I don't want to be that person to just be like, oh, he's racist, he's not a good president, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, without me actually really doing my research on my own. But today really triggered me when he tweeted that there was no signs of white supremacy at these protests. That to me spoke volumes in a negative way, because first and foremost, the white people are the ones that are starting all this looting and the destruction. And I don't care what nobody says. Why would the white supremacists, they're not going to come in their white capes and their horses and their white robes. They're not going to come to the rallies like that. They're going to come in disguise, because they don't want to be shown like that. They want to start a war like this. That's why it irritated me so much when I was seeing white people spray paint Black Lives Matter on a building, on a Starbucks or whatever they caught. But they've been spray painting everything. I've seen it all on the blogs. They don't show this in the news. They only show the black people coming out. And then another thing I don't like about the news too is that they try to make it seem like when they see a white person looting, did you hear that lady saying, oh, I see this lady looting. She's coming out with something. Hopefully she works there. You know damn well that lady don't work here. That lady she was a white woman coming out. And this is another thing that's pissing me off. They taking advantage of the cause too. Like this is our hurt and our pain. And they going off getting free shit and destructing some shit just to destruct some shit. But it's mainly the white people that's doing that. Do you not think that that's white supremacists? But you got the nerve to sit there and tweet that they're not the ones at the rallies?
Even though the police said that they have their own little agenda to spark this. Police even said it, that they have their own agenda to get this ball rolling to start some form of a race war. But yet you sit up there and you completely exclude them.
Exclude them out because you work
exclude them out because you roll with them your boys, and because you have to automatically make it seem like that. That's not cool.
There's a friend of mine who was actually at the protest. He was like, when we started marching, what was funny is that you would see police cars, but these aren't actual, like the old school police cars. They didn't even have the sirens on, just in the middle of the street with no gas, no nothing. Like they had props for people to tear up, or for whoever they hiring people are, like you said, the white supremacists, whoever's doing it. But it's like they're setting this up.
They're giving us, yes. The lady, it was another video. The lady had to cuss a car full of white people because they were going around passing out bricks. They're passing out bricks to black people so they could tear some stuff up. Like this is.
What's bad is that we're doing it in our own neighborhood. Now, I understand, like you said, Jessica, I understand we upset and we didn't have enough. But go to the source. Go to these courtrooms. Go to these police stations. Go to that damn man's house. When they went to his house, I was like, okay, we on to something.
Set it on fire.
But then when y'all start going in your own neighborhood, tearing up the businesses that support us, you're tearing up businesses that support us. That bothers me. I'm sorry. Like, go to the source of the problem. I understand we upset, but when they went to Beverly Hills, I was just like,
you sat back and what? Exactly.
Guess what? When you go to the urban areas, when you go to our hood, you don't really see cops out like that. Why? Because they don't give a fuck if we tear up our own stuff.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck.
You go over there.
But they came out swarming, girl, in Santa Monica. They came out swarming.
And I was happy, and that's what I wanted to see. I'm saying that I want that because
we're not for looting, but this is what it resorts to. If you're gonna loot, go loot at the people that don't care about us. Like they go loot, and that was my hurt. Like I was seeing posts like, oh, these people don't do nothing for you. Da, da, da. These people, like the area that got looted yesterday in my area is a very poor area. And I'm talking about poor. That's where the prostitutes go. That's where it's very poor. So my thing is at the end of the day, like you could have we did our protest. Are we gonna loot? Let's go to Victoria Gardens. Victoria Gardens is very high end, Rancho Cucamonga, nice area. And I'm not saying that I want this to happen, but I'm saying like, why would you take away from the little mom and pop shops, the little ones that are struggling? They're literally in a poor area, so they're struggling to keep the business going. You go and take
and make it worse. And then when they can't open their doors again, talk about we ain't got this and we ain't got that.
It's a ghost town. Then we have nothing going on in our city, and these are people. This is where our kids are supposed to grow up in, and all of that. So that's why it was very important for me. Like I made it a duty. I hate that I got there a little too late, but I made it a duty to make sure I got there so that I could help out and clean up and pick up some trash or help someone out, because they were out there praying for people. Like it just seemed like the next day the community came together and tried to help. And but it just hurt my heart so much because people like, oh, why y'all care about these people? These people ain't black owned businesses. It's not about being black owned. I understand totally.
They servicing you.
I'm saying servicing the black people, and not only that, there's exactly, Janique, they're servicing us, and these are the places where we have to eat. Like we're in that area, like the homeless. It's a lot of homeless people. They eat at these areas. Like I get what you're saying. Be upset. Be wrong. But like you said, Gucci don't care about us. Louis don't care. They don't care about us.
Girl, as soon as you walk in the store, they trying to figure out why you in there.
Right. They took. I'm sorry, but
let's not forget Gucci made them racist sweaters too. Let's not forget.
Exactly. And it's just like they took from a little furniture store. Like a furniture, like this little mom and pop furniture store. Come on, like
come on. We got to do. I mean, I know people are hurt, but
that's why I don't want to take away from you.
A friend of mine made a good point. When you have protests, it has to be organized. Organized protests is that's going to be the best result.
Not now, though. There's no way you can have an organized protest.
Those people that just gonna come in and just do it. Take advantage of the situation. When I see people stealing, I'm just like, okay, now you're not even protesting.
No, then let me tell you something. Looters are looters. Looters are looting, and protesters are protesting. Those are two different type of people that are doing have two different agendas. And those are the people who are allowing the people who are protesting to distract while they're doing the stealing. Right. And that's just the end of it. The bottom line is, if you're a thief and you got it in you, you're going to go out and do your thing. Now, if you fighting, and you sitting up there and you're protesting, you're kneeling. You're not worried about nobody's shoes. You're not worried about breaking into nobody Gucci store. You're not worried about doing any of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, that's not what the cause is for. The cause is for the rights of Black people to be able to survive in this world. And I understand that this world was not meant for us, but we need to make it for us. We need to make it where they're going to respect us and treat us equally. And that's just the bottom damn line. And if people want to go out there and act like a stone fool, if you get caught and you get caught in the system.
But you know what? Somebody made the point. They said, what do you expect? People that have been in the house for about 3 months, unemployed,
no money, lost their job,
and stimulus check. You throw $1,200 to people and you think that's going to satisfy them for as long as they've been out? You think $1,200 is going to do something for somebody? And you think for 1 second, the minute that they get outside and they got a reason to go take something, they not going to do it? That's the problem. Like, you cannot expect people that are in poverty and poor people to get out there. They've been in the house all day. They've been in, and it's a lot of people that have come from very low poverty areas. So when you bring people out into these areas, they've been living off of, you expect $1,200 to do?
He expected these people to live off of $1,200 and expect them not to turn up.
I heard somebody say straight up, they got that little $1,200 stimulus check. They said, President Trump gave 12. He the best president. I'm definitely voting for him. Who else did that? $1,200? Well, maybe I'm just a little different. $1,200 ain't gonna do nothing. Don't get me wrong, it was a little cool money in my pocket, and I put it in my savings account, and I was cool and everything. But at the end of the day, take it from somebody that don't got it.
Let me tell you something. We're gonna eventually have to pay that back by taxes. That money was borrowed. He didn't give us anything.
At the end of the day, you cannot expect people that are, in low poverty places to go out. And of course they're gonna go out and loot and do things like that. That's my thing is I'm not condoning looting, because if you loot, you steal, like you kill. Like it all goes.
Yeah, it all falls together, because at the end of the day, that's still a sin. So whatever.
At the end of the day, if you're gonna do it, at least do it to where some people that don't care, but like you're doing it in the people that have. These are they're in our neighborhoods, like they're very poor neighborhoods at that. You taking from them when they go and they move, and we don't have them. What else are we gonna have? Nothing. So when it is time to loot, you ain't gonna have nothing to loot. Like it just stop. Like if you're gonna do it, like do it to the people who don't care about you. If your anger is towards that, then do it to that, but don't do it at all. But I'm saying, if you do,
just don't do it at all, because the last thing we need is more Black people in jail. That's the last thing we need.
Don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. I just hated that it just happened yesterday, last night. I just hate that it happened in the area that it happened. That's just my thing.
Yeah, we just gotta be safe out there. It is getting violent, and there were a few deaths.
And I can't believe it. We got a damn curfew, y'all. We try to get off of quarantine. Now
what's y'all curfew?
Girl, at 4:00 in Long Beach.
I don't even know. I ain't really been out. So
ours is 6:00. I thought that was way too early. 4:00 is ridiculous.
They closed down the stores. I'm like, they can't even get good and open yet. And then it's like, even with all of this stuff happening, it's still a pandemic, y'all. People can still get sick, and people can still die from this pandemic. And that's another thing. Like, hey y'all, I understand. I see some of y'all with masks. Y'all still gathering in large groups, and
let somebody touch you. That's all it takes. Like they still don't even know how the heck you can get COVID-19.
White supremacists is out there, and Trump tried to make it seem like they not know they out there. Cause that hopped out that car like he Robin Hood with his bow and arrow, shooting at people.
And they ain't gonna lie and say 2 black men.
They said black men did it, and they had the whole video, and it was mainly white people beating the fuck out of his ass.
Right, and you know what I love? Sometimes I don't like social media, but situations like this, I like it because you really get to see what's really going on. Because the media tries to manipulate it and make it look one way, but no, we got the cameras. You know, we can put this.
Yeah, because back in the day, it was your word against theirs, but now we got cameras.
Right. And I'm gonna wrap this up, but I want to say this. Now, I vow to myself, anytime I see a police officer pulling over a black person, I'm gonna make sure I stop and I pull my camera out, because that's what it has turned to. And
just to make sure they treat the situation right.
Because you don't know how the turn of events is what's gonna happen. It's been going on for years. And hopefully change is coming, and it's going to start with us getting out there. Let's get out there and let's vote in November. Let's stand behind these elected officials that are for us, not against us. And I'm going to wrap it up, ladies. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.